Okay, that was weird. This thing's almost out of batteries or something?
Battery 40%.
That's fine. All right, well, anyway, good morning, everybody. I just created a new scan. Top dollar volume of stocks that are up. And I'm going to post that right here. And so it's on a day-by-day basis. So it shows yesterday, essentially today, that Robinhood went up a lot. It's in the top 50. But the biggest volume obviously was NVIDIA. Not obviously, but it was. And so the most money went into NVIDIA yesterday. And then second to that was Tesla. This is where the money flowed. NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple. So it tells you like where the smart money went. Meta, well, yeah, that Meta looks like an excellent signal, and these are indeed ones that I would want to be in based on the signals. Amazon, a little bit less so, but yeah, I mean, you can't deny the fact that money flowed into them. Microsoft, this is where smart money's putting their money. Palantir, I did get Palantir yesterday. AFCO was number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, number 8. And then Google. A lot of people went into MSTR. That was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th most invested in stock yesterday, MSTR. I think this list in particular is extremely revealing. Like yesterday was a very special day. It was the number 2 most gaining day in the entire history of the stock market. Yesterday. That's right. And the number 1 day was 2001. Everything else was in like the 1930s. So for the most part. So roughly that was the biggest gaining day in 100 years on the stock market. We can approximately say that. So it's kind of really important that I finished that scan this morning. I just created it. I just posted it there. I don't know if you can see it. You might have to zoom up. But anyway, it shows the top 50 names that smart money went into. The smallest cap of them all, that would be very interesting, is SMCI. Interestingly enough, in 50th place, SMCI. And then from there, well, actually, I can list them by market cap. So that would be very interesting as well. So the top 50 listed by market cap. Sorted by market cap. Okay, and the other list was top 50 sorted by dollar volume. But you'll never get that information back, you know. I mean, you can go back if you can do the right programming. It's kind of hard, but to narrow it down to a particular day. So this was definitely the time to run that scan. And so we found the top 50 stocks where money was going into. Now, what I find interesting about the list, if I go back to sorting it not by market cap, well, some of the lower market cap ones, Robinhood was next up. And that looks like a beautiful chart, you know. And it is those smaller caps. This one is 37 billion, so it's not really small cap, but it is the smaller of these large caps that have the potential to make the largest percent moves. Although NVIDIA and Tesla do move a lot, and they're some of the biggest. But it's important to note that you can find a lot of return in some of the smaller-ish names. And so that's Robinhood, there's Coin, and you can notice those are Bitcoin related. MSTR is the fourth from the bottom. Micron, money flowed into Micron. Nike, App. Anything that has this upward looking chart with an upward 200 moving average, I like. I like that chart for what was it? I don't even know. But let me take a look at Tesla. By the way, I never did take a look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's been under fire, but this whole region from 220 remains somewhat supported. Okay, let me get rid of the by market cap sorting. There we go. So biggest is Nvidia, and it's still not above the 200. I like it when they get above the 200. Let's take a look at Apple. They're not above the 200. See, Meta, I like it. Reclaimed the 200. I really like that one. If I have the ability, I'll probably snag some of that at the open here if the market is conducive. So Meta, very interesting, and I will put that on my hot list. However, what I do want to quickly check on Meta, I'm curious, do they have revenues growing, or are they running into problems? Nah, they just continue to be a powerhouse. Meta, super good. And a really nice chart. $585 a share. You could have gotten them on IPO many years ago for about 23 bucks. What did I say? How many years ago? No. All right, market opens in 50 minutes. $23. You could have had them in 2013, so about 10 years ago. You could have got them for about, let's do 10 years ago. Exactly 10 years ago. You would have got them for $85 10 years ago. They hit 740, so it's almost 10x in 10 years, 1,000% or 10%. Well, it's not compounding, but something like 8% compounding per year on Meta. Okay, so maybe that's not super great. Let me see. I must be doing that math wrong. 10 to the power of 1 over 10. 26% return per year compounding. 26% return per year compounding. Okay, the market is open. Let's see what we have here, shall we? The market is off and running. Let's see what happens. And I'll have numbers here in just a moment as far as how the open is performing. So far, it's a little bit more green in growth than red, but that's just after the first 10 seconds of trading. Okay, now it's more red than green. You know what? Today was CPI numbers, and I did not even check on them. The market's going to react to CPI numbers. Let's check on those. I was so focused getting the top dollar volume scans. Okay. Wow. CPI was better than expected. We see deflation. That's fantastic. The interesting thing is the market didn't really care. But it is roughly in line. And then jobless claims in line. Even a little bit less jobless claims. So it's like better. So good reports. Good reports. So we've had the Fed speak yesterday at 2. We had CPI inflation data this morning and jobs information. Tomorrow is the last of it, PPI. But really, that's, I think, the economic gods numbers have spoken for this week. Fed, jobs, and inflation. You do get a secondary inflation number tomorrow with a little bit more of a leading index, but already we're seeing CPI inflation numbers come down this morning. So and that's the lagging indicator, CPI. PPI is more of a leading indicator. And so it's likely good news. The market is pulling back a little bit. It certainly has room. It certainly has room to just chill out and pull back and test people's faith and shake out weak hands and all of that. Yeah, Dan Zanger points out that on the cues, he wants it to move past the technical trendline resistance level. This one. To him, that would be a shift in real sentiment. And yeah, Dan Zanger is one of the best traders in the world. Did 31,000% in a year and a half back in the day. And he holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the greatest amount of money made. He turned 10, I think it was, or $11,000. He sold his Porsche and he took $10 or $11,000. That was not the first time he had done anything like that, or risked $10,000 or $12,000. Many times for a decade or more, he went broke many times. But he kept improving as a trader and and finally said, like, okay, I think I got this. I'm ready. He sells his car to take advantage, to liquidate, to create money and put it in the stock market. He turns $10,000 or $11,000 into, I think it was $32 million in a year and a half. Dan Zanger, if you're curious about who that is. So anyway, he says we need to get past this resistance dotted line level here. But to me, the way I read it is yesterday was a signal. Yesterday already told you, even though it didn't get past that line, it sort of like the ground opening up, like for a volcano or something. It's like the event happened, so the lava is going to start pouring out. I mean, it's kind of a bad example because I'm trying to explain how, something positive is coming. But an event happened, a very significant event, Krakatoa, however you want to illustrate this. A very significant event happened, and that in and of itself is the ding, ding, ding signal telling you allocate, and aloha. And follow through might not come today, but the signal's in, and this is the bottom for a while now. And it's even possible that the low of yesterday becomes a support level. Maybe not the all-time low, but the low of yesterday. So in any event, you can use that for stops and everything. So you go over to Microsoft or something, for example, and you can use the low of yesterday as the stop. What was the one? Meta I was interested in. See, you use that low as your stop. So stocks are pulling back right now, and because of that, I'm not going to grab anything more yet. But I am in Ollie, which is following through a tad this morning. I am in TJX, which is following through. Palomar. But there's, and right now we're about 45% positive breadth across growth. So you understand when I say 45%, that's not the majority. So that's not necessarily good. So things are getting sussed out a little bit. The largest market cap stock that's having a good open is Netflix. And I think I'm in that as well. Am I? No, I'm not in Netflix, but you know, it put in a nice day yesterday as well. I mean, sometimes you just don't have enough money. Yesterday was very good on that as well. So Netflix having a nice move from the open. Second down from there is Palantir, which I'm in. Having a nice move from the open. From there, 400, 150. Uber. So these are stocks that are following through nicely on yesterday's. On the, you know, from since yesterday, is presuming they had a good day yesterday, which just about everything on the market did. Netflix, Boeing, Uber. Let's see. Did I check out Palantir? Avgo's green from the open, but relatively speaking, doing pretty good for the size of its size. Summit's doing really well off of the open. Let's take a look at this. Summit Therapeutics. Okay, I mean it's done that a million times, and it could be a trade. Chart is not necessarily. Hey, good morning, Randy. What'd you say? Continued chaos, I see. What's your comfort level with PCSs considering a 90-day pause? Perfect comfort level. I'm in a few still. I have Palantir, Chewy, HIMS, and SFM. And I don't mind anything that lines up with the system right now. Yesterday was like a reset day. That kicks off a bull market. And if that gets, you just have to go on that. You know, what you learn in trading is that you can't sit around and wait for hindsight. So, you know, you have to see when the bull is there and then take it by the horns. Like if, you know, the bull wasn't there, okay. But yesterday was a massive bull signal. And you just have to do it. I went 100% allocation. Or I think I went out even more. 105% allocation. And I have those put credit spreads, and I have bonds. So I mean, you know, it was pretty serious. I went balls to the wall, and that's what you do. So you have to try, you know. And so if this actually gets destroyed, well, that's just part of risk. But you can't not. You know, otherwise you might as well just forget it. Days like yesterday don't come very often. And they're signals. They are signals. All right. Yeah. So what I'm looking for is anything else that looks beautiful. I want to have that on my chart. I'll put RS. I'll make a little list here on historic update. And that list, well, I had that list. Okay, here it is. It's going to make it bigger. I don't know why it wasn't showing me there. IRS. So, yeah, to continue to go through these charts, I liked Meta. And I'd be looking to get into Meta. Not today. Well, I need some good price action on the market. 4 points to an uptrend intraday at least. Continuing to go down the list. Well, we do have Google. Oh, you know, and I do have to combine those market caps. Because it has Goog and Google. So that'd be 50 billion volume yesterday. 50 billion volume. That's still not the top volume. Okay. Berkshire. Great. Not just like outstanding. Look at that, just beautiful chart. So B, the B class shares, Berkshire Hathaway. Obviously not the A class. Tesla. No. Avgo. Avgo I like. Yesterday came above the 200 moving average, closed above it. And it's in a beautiful uptrend. It's a bit choppyish of a stock, so I don't love it, but hey, it did do what it's supposed to do. Avgo, TSM. I'm going to go back on. See, this one did not get above the 200 and wasn't such a big day yesterday. Okay, Apple. No. Microsoft. No. Nvidia. Not really, no. Amazon. No. But we already looked at Meta, Berkshire, Tesla, Avgo, TSM, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. Look at that. Oh, it's even doing great today. I'd like to grab some of that right now. That's the best follow through I've seen on any of these. All right, so and that would be good for PCS. I don't know for check on it. 87.50 for my stop. 91 minus 87.50 for my stop. 350. 151 shares. Definitely like Walmart. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that trade in on the chart. So figuring it out later. 87.50 I said for my stop. Like that was reasonable. Okay, there we go. Yeah, continuing down the list. Walmart, looking for good charts. LLY and good reactions. No. Oh, I need to put that on the high RS. That was probably the best one. I put a star next to it. And we know Walmart's liquid enough for PCSs as well. Just it might not have good delta. Lilly, JPM. JP Morgan. JP Morgan, pretty good. It's got earnings like tomorrow or something. Not perfect follow through, but yeah, no, that's very good. We got to write it down. JPM. It's just up and then just reclaimed the 200 there. Got back to where it wants. It showed us where it wants to be. Visa, fantastic. Really nice. UNH. Yeah. The last month on UNH has been great, but it just doesn't line up with possible follow through. Exxon, no. Costco. Oh yeah, better than Walmart today. No, not better than Walmart, but damn good and following through. The only one like Walmart following through so good. Costco, love it. Definitely would get it. In fact, I think I will get it on a PCS if the system will let me. Let me look. Yeah, I think it will. Okay, let me get a PCS on Costco because that just looks too good. And I don't want to be in shares on that, I don't think. Let me see. Not really. Okay, hopefully it's got the liquidity. I think it does. Okay, reading the deltas now. 905. 20. Spread's a little high. All about $1 or two. They're all about 10% wide, which is within our parameters, but all right. I'll probably take the 900 by 895. That only returns 80 out of 420. What is that? 19%. So that's not quite. Got to get better than that. Need to get like 85 out of it. So it's not paying right. 905 to 900. 75, not as good. 895 by 890, 62, not as good. 910 by 905, 75, definitely not as good. So all we have is the 900 by 895, and that's down to 55 cents now. Well, unfortunately, yeah, no go on Costco PCS as far as the deltas are concerned. I would just about darn near locate dollar wise on that, but it's just it's priced so high. Okay, continuing on. We love that stock though. Netflix. Okay, beautiful chart. Definitely looked great yesterday. Continuing down, Johnson & Johnson. No. AbbVie. No. Bank of Canada? Bank of America. No. Interesting that some financials not good. ASML. Okay, we're halfway through the list now. No. CRM. No. Baba. No. Cisco. No. Though it's interesting. McDonald's. No. Wells Fargo. No. Palantir. Amazing. Fantastic. Definitely put it on this list. Not as good as Walmart and Costco, but pretty good. ISRG. That's interesting. Yeah. It's not an entry today. And it's a very interesting chart. ISRG. A little bit like Tesla, though, kind of beaten down lately. ISRG now. No. Goldman Sachs. No. It's not terrible, though, but no. Qualcomm. AMD. Hell and no. Adobe. Nope. Texas Instruments. Nope. Booking. No. PDD. No. Applied Materials. Absolutely not. Boeing. Nope. Citicorp. No. Intel. Absolutely not. CrowdStrike. No. They went unprofitable lately. But it's interesting. It was a close call. App. APP. It didn't reverse any trend yesterday, and that bothers me, and it didn't reclaim anything yesterday, and that bothers me. And then, of course, you have this massive fall off. That bothers me. So, other than that, though, it looked pretty interesting. Nike, no. Micron, no. MSTR. No. Coin. No. Hood. Pretty strong bounce off the 200. Yeah, I like it. Did I put it on the list? It's not fantastic, but it goes on the list. It did well. And everybody put money into it. SMCI, no. All right, that's it. That's the top 50. The top 50 Highest relative strength stocks on yesterday's historic up day are those ones, the top ones that I mentioned. I'm going to mention them again right now if you want to write them down. Here they are. There's 10 total. Here we go. Grab a pen. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, best are, well, starred. The absolute best is Walmart, WMT. Then Meta. This is no order after that. Berkshire, so BRK.B. Avgo, AVGO. JP Morgan, JPM. V for Visa. Costco, COST. Actually 11. Netflix, NFLX. Palantir. ISRG. And Hood. Okay. So there you have it. Those are definitely a really beautiful charts and stocks. What I'll do is I'll post to the group. Everyone who's a member of the group, you don't even have to be a paying member. I'll just post it right in the main chat area, a screenshot of my list here of all different scans and stuff, this is a list of just absolutely gorgeous charts. It's a great starting place. And there must be, I don't know, 100 stocks on this page, maybe 60, somewhere between 60 and 100. All right, the market is hanging out red a little bit today, so neither here nor there. And I'll post that to the group. All right, catch you in a bit, everybody.